Okay, so I mean this in like a really cool sci-fi way and not in like a depressing way. We're basically like androids, like humans. Um, I think that's kind of more closer to what humans really are because like we're so much more complicated than I feel like how science explains it, because the human body, and what makes me think of androids, is like kind of like a holographic structure that our spirit lives inside of. And this structure keeps us, here in this 3D world, but it also shifts us through dimensions, and it keeps track of our vessel so that we keep finding ourselves in all the different timelines. So like we literally can wake up in a new timeline in the same vessel, because we always find ourselves based on our palms, based on our ears, based on everything. That's why I call it like a holographic vessel. That's why your body shows you all the things about your body and it's all connected. Like all of the meridians throughout the body, how like acupuncture works, how you can literally like trigger certain parts of the feet to get blood flowing in different parts of the body. Also the way we're designed, our looks are designed for very specific reasons, and it's not just random or genetics. It's also to show parts of our personality that we are supposed to be showing, but also to kind of be a little deceptive to people in the sense of don't judge a book by its cover, from what I've seen. Like we literally are designed a bit deceptively because we're supposed to be evolving as people, so that we experience certain things, because we as humans do tend to judge books by the cover, people by the appearances. So part of our appearance of this vessel, the design, is part of the experience of this like life matrix thing that's going on. So I wanted to bring that up because when people talk about like programming and they're like, oh, you got to get rid of all the programming of life and we're all just like programmed by society and stuff like that. You can't really just throw out programming. It's almost like if you think of us as androids, imagine we have opportunity to open our chest up and look at the wiring and say, oh, so this blue wire makes this little trinket down here go, and this yellow wire connects here and does this. So it's more so we're supposed to be like opening ourselves up and learning how we work, because getting rid of programming would be more like just ripping all the wires out and throwing them away and saying like, I'm good now, I'm chill. But you wouldn't work anymore. Like we're programmed naturally in our spirit in this universe, and then I think like in this 3D world, and then if we were to be pulled out of the 3D world, we wouldn't have the base programming here anymore. It would just be our spirit. But while we're here, we have the programming for a reason. Part of the programming is because we're supposed to do certain things and be compelled to do certain things so that we change things here in the 3D, because as I always say, it's more of a group project than I think we are talking about it like, because it's like we do talk about how like we're all one and things like that, but we are separate for a reason. So I want us to like expand our thinking about what it is to be human, because we're like so busy fighting about like little trivial things, guy versus girl, like black versus white. Like what is this vessel? Okay, what are our spirits? Like that's way more interesting to me than, oh, you have straight hair and I have curly hair. Like that is so boring. Like let's get to the interesting stuff and figure out what the heck all of us are, where our spirits come from, why we're different, and what our differences are supposed to be used for to then come together to make awesome changes. because we're all different for reasons. We're all programmed naturally and born into our families for all these different reasons. I mean, it's such a connected, intricate matrix that we're playing around in down here. So yeah, I mean, I like to think of us more like human androids. I think that's a little bit closer to what we're really experiencing here.